Starting to really miss Joe Willock, by the way. Really miss him and his little face. At Bramley Moordock, we are falling apart. I know it's champ manager. I need to calm down. How do everybody? I, of course, am Millers. This is the evolution of Everton, and you join me remarkably with the job. I have no idea how I still retain the position of Everton manager, but I do. Additionally, right, I've been offered job interviews, like in the gap between us playing Brighton and us playing Bournemouth today. I was offered an interview at Chelsea, who we then went on to beat, because obviously I turned it down because that's kind of not the name of the save. So, yeah, I'm apparently reasonably well thought of. I suppose getting Everton to the Champions League counts for something at least, which is nice, right? What are we going to do today? Well, we're going to go over how we've been in terms of form since you were last with us. We're going to go through a couple of brief thoughts in terms of where I think the squad is, but we'll come more to that obviously towards the end of the season. And then we're going to take on Bournemouth. Bournemouth are 19th, so I'm hoping we can get another 3 points and kick us on. Before I do that though, can I ask you really, really pleasantly, with loads of manners, to please subscribe. It really does help me out. We are trying to grow. We are trying to get to a level where it makes sense to continuously produce these videos, because it does take a lot of time, as I'm sure you can imagine. So if you could help a brother out by subscribing, liking, sharing, apparently that's really, really good for points and stuff. So if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much. Begging bowl away. Let's crack on. Right, so schedule-wise, Brighton. We beat Brighton, okay, but then we travelled to Leeds. Leeds, who, you know, are below us in the table, but we got absolutely battered. Noppert had a bad game. He let one fly past him and didn't move. And then for another, he came flying out for a corner and completely missed everything. And we were just really, really poor. Really poor. I thought we were going to get back into it as we scored just before half time, but then, absolutely nothing second half. But then we took on Spurs, who were in the European places, and we gave them a right good go over. 3-1 at home. Really pleased to see that. Branthwaite got on the score sheet. Kuna got back on the score sheet. Lovely to see him scoring. And then Luca scored as well. Everything's good. Decent end to March. So, from those 4 games, 3 wins, I'll take that. You'd have probably forecast we'd have lost one of them anyway. I just would have thought it was probably Spurs rather than the Leeds game. But nonetheless, from a points perspective, we'll take it. We then travelled to City, expected to get beat, and got well and truly beat. Took on Chelsea at home, slightly above us in the table, managed to beat them. They went ahead, we equalised, they went ahead. We then kicked on second half. I got a big thank you from the players in terms of the half-time team talk, which is always lovely. And then we managed to get the 3 points secured. Travelled to Anfield, 1-0. It was a lovely goal, but other than that, absolutely nothing in the game. It could have gone either way. It didn't. I think we deserved a draw, but it is what it is. So that leaves us 11th in the Premier League table, right? We're safe, which is good news, of course. We've got 5 games left. I think that's right, maths. 5 games left. So, there's 15 points available to us. That puts us on 59. So we can kick on. The likelihood is we're going to be battling to finish in the top 10. If we can do that, I've got to try and regard this as a success from the way the season started, I think, in all honesty. And then we'll kick on to talk about what I think in terms of the summer and what we're going to be able to do with very, very limited money, because it's going backwards. We weren't the worst, by the way, in terms of profit and loss. We had the email come through. We've moved up a little bit, but I do think that's Champions League money, and obviously the money that I've brought in when it comes to transfers, because if you look at that, we are very much in the black when it comes to the money that we've brought in, thanks to the deals that have gone out the way. Starting to really miss Joe Willock, by the way. Really miss him and his little face. So, anyway, onwards. We're going to go and play Bournemouth. Come and join me in the dressing room. And welcome back. Here we are in the dressing room, and as you can see, a very familiar lineup at this point. Dorgu wide left, Branthwaite and O'Brien both centre halves, Gendry on the right hand side, Pickford back in goal, Garner's going to hold for me, Gibbs, White and Rangers, Kuna, Luca and Roy. Strong team. We're going to go positive. Because, you know, we are playing Bournemouth. Ultimately, we should be able to put these guys to the sword. They're in the bottom three. If we can't, we are on the struggle bus. So that's what we're going to go and try and do. We've got a strong bench too. Really quite pleased with that. So, yeah, let's go and see if we can get this done. Right, who's going to talk to me in the tunnel this time? They're getting very tedious. Ruud van Nistelrooy is in charge at Bournemouth, everybody. Ruud van Nistelrooy. So, pitting my wits against Ruud. It's a match we should win in, so make sure we do. Okay. Yeah, fine. There's no pressure on any of us, lads. Just go and enjoy your football. Go and enjoy what you do, lads. You know? Positive. Max. You're unbeaten against Bournemouth. Not bothered. Currently a 3-match unbeaten run. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so they're having a bit of a bounce, are they? Okay, good stuff. We have to show them respect. Of course we do. Are you hopeful that a change in playing style? I've not changed my playing style, so absolutely not. We need to change, be harder to beat, don't we? Yeah, say that, but it's not really true. Although, you know, I am sort of tossing and turning between that midfield 5 in the shape that it's in right now and the midfield 5 in the new shape. So I suppose maybe he is right, but Roy's on the ball. We digress. Gendry's boxed. He's found Kuna. Kuna's had his shot pushed away, I think. I don't think it hit the post. So a good start. We've got on the ball early. Having said that, Bournemouth are on the ball. No, they're not. We've robbed it back. Rangers is on the ball, striding forwards in that Mazzala role. Finds Kuna. Kuna comes inside. Simple ball back to Garner. There's a gap there if you can see it. He's found it. Gendry pulls it back to Gibbs White on the edge. Was that a foul? No. Garner feeds Dorgu. Dorgu cuts inside and has a go with his right foot. You don't see that very often from Dorgu, so that was a rare one. And it went wide. Loads of highlights in the first 5 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm happy about this or not, because it seems quite even. Senesi plays it forwards. They're looking to try and keep it and work an opportunity, but they've clipped in behind and found Evan Nielsen, who with the first time finish has found the bottom corner. Literally the first time of asking. I don't know what you can do about that, lads, other than go and win the header. Could we have been deeper, maybe? Let's have a look. We stepped, but he just played in that gap. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you play in that gap? The two centre-halves have got to talk more for me there. That isn't good enough, and we're 1 down against 19th place Bournemouth at home. Another highlight, 6 minutes on the clock. Can we peg them back immediately? That'd be a good start then. Garner steps inside but loses out. Evan Nielsen's on the ball. Keeps hold of it for Bournemouth, and he's back on it again. Driving down the left-hand side this time. He's played it down the channel to find Traore, who's boxed. Found Christie on the edge of the area, who scored. It's 2-0 at Bramley Moor Dock. We are falling apart. We are falling apart at the very, very seams. That was from our kickoff highlight, by the way. So, Traore, was he offside there? The lads are appealing. I don't think he was. Pickford, he pushes, but he pushes into a dangerous area. Again, goalkeeper school. Not a real thing, but maybe it should be. Maybe it should be. We've had all the ball. We've had a decent number of chances, but we've conceded 2 goals from 2 chances that they've had. And that probably sums us up. Garner, corner, box, O'Brien pushed. O'Brien again on the follow-up. Lovely, well done, son. We're back in the game. The push from Neto came back to him, so he did really well to push us back in again. We're in a crowd of bodies, and Neto probably should be doing better on the follow-up, but we're not going to complain. It's 2-1. We need to kick on now. We're on the ball again. What a game this is for the telly, by the way. O'Brien into Garner. Rangers sees a gap, tries to find Kuna, but clips in behind instead. Box looking for Luca. Luca wins the ball in the air and nets. Bournemouth are at 6s and 7s at the back. It strikes me that if we can put any kind of pressure in their box, we will score goals. We've just got to be better defensively. Before you know it, 22 minutes gone, it's Desmond. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Whilst this game runs on, I do need to tell you my thought process for the summer, right? So, James Garner's considering his options. He told me that with 18 months to go. and that means now he's got 12 months in the summer. I've offered him a contract 4 times. He said no 4 times. He's wanted by teams in Saudi Arabia, which is obviously, as we know, where the money is in the game. He's got an asking price that I've agreed with his agent of 85 million. If I can get offers up in that kind of an area, I'm going to sell him. I'm going to sell him for the benefit of the club because I don't want him to run his contract down. We also know that Rangers is going to go back. Has he been good enough to secure a contract? I don't think so. He's not pulled up the trees that I was hoping he was going to do. Maybe that's because of the Mazzala role. But he's not made me think I can't let him go. So, I'm going to have to go and try and rebuild the midfield again. I'm happy with how we dominated possession. Go and do it again for me, lads. Go and do it again. We're going to give it sort of the first 10-15 and then maybe we'll make a couple of changes. So let me know your thoughts. Sorry, I digressed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about the summer. We will come back, obviously, for the last game of the season, which I think is Southampton at home. I'm going to make some changes at that point. We're going to come back for then, and then we'll talk about the real plans for the summer. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'd be interested to hear what you're thinking about what I should do there. Kuhn is going to come off because he's knackered. Rodriguez can go on into that position for me. Keenan can come on as well. I don't think Roy's had the best of games. But then again, neither is Rangers. I might do that. I'm going to do that. On you come, off you go. That's fine. Dorgu, not the best. Brandon, on you go. See if you can get a bit more attacking. We'll be positive again in this shape to see if we can get in and around them and try and cause them problems. Confirm those changes. Let's see if those changes can have the effect we want them to have as we go and try and secure 3 points rather than just settle for 1. Again, the numbers suggest we probably deserve to have taken it, but Bournemouth are on the ball. Kirkes, Christie, Senese, back to Cook. Can we step with it? They've gone high. Look, they're pressing with 4 there. Christie gaps, finds Adams. Adams shot off. Adams bottom corner. We cannot defend for Toffee. I know they were high. I know they were pressing. But we've got to do better. We've got to do... So, okay, look, pause there, right? So, in the real world, right, here, Branthwaite saying, listen, Jake, step across for me. I need to cover this gap over here. Because we know that Brandon's already got a man out there because we've taken that picture, haven't we? And we've got to tuck in and take that space. But instead, he stays narrow, creates a massive gap, which Christie exploits with this ball. I know it's champ manager. I need to calm down. But it grinds my gears. It really does. And now we're behind. Kluivert's come on, decent sub that, isn't it? Kluivert's come on for Evan Nielsen as Bournemouth look to make it 4 from 4. They've got to throw it in their half. Can we capitalise? Brandon nods it down. Dewsbury Hall is on it. Branthwaite back out to Brandon Williams. Forward to Rodriguez. What can you do on the ball, son? He's come back. I don't mind as long as we retain possession. We've clipped. Don't know why, but we've managed to win the header. Hussein hooks clear. Brandon's on the ball again. Plays inside looking for Rodriguez but doesn't find him. Boxed again looking for Luca. Luca nods down. It's 3-3. Is it 3-3 though? The referee saying it might well be offside. I'm not entirely sure that it was. It was at a funny angle. The lads are celebrating. It doesn't suggest it is. It's not. It's 3-3. What a game this has been for the neutral. For me, it's been bobbins. Lovely ball. Luca was on the shoulder of his man. I don't know what the referee saw there. Definitely onside. Stop being a job's worth. Okay, we don't need to watch it for a 4th time, do we? Let's play on. There's a full-time whistle. 3-3 against Bournemouth. Rude probably is unhappy. I'm unhappy because actually, from an XG perspective, we deserved more. We just defended terribly, and he deserves that 6.3 for a lack of comms. You could argue Jake probably doesn't deserve the 7.5, but his goal bails him out. Really disappointing. Another area to look at in the summer, probably. If we look at the numbers, absolutely we should have won that, and that's absolutely fair to say to the lads. We'll have a meeting about it on Monday. We'll watch the game back, and I'll talk to you about that abysmal defending. We definitely deserve something. I learned a lot about my team, Paul. The game, will it live long in the memory? Sure, yeah. It's one of those matches that we talked about for a long time to come, Paul. Absolutely. And now we drop to 12th. 4 games to go. We can still be in and around this conversation if we work hard enough, but we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to do. And we will come back for the last game of the season because there's not really a lot for you to see here, if I'm honest. We've got 4 winnable games, I suppose. Newcastle in 11th, in and around us. Palace in 6th. Leicester 18th. And then Southampton 17th. So in theory, I'd like to see us get 9 points from those 12. Maybe that's a bit aggressive as we've just drawn 3-3 with Bournemouth. But we'll see. That's my aim. Right. Deep breaths. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, drop a like. Do all the subscribey stuff that I asked you to do before. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.